My name's Harrison Vertis. I'm with Ranch Route, and today I'm at Farm Life Creamery. This is Chad and Laura.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
So tell me the story of Farm Life Creamery.
My family has been milking for as long as I can remember, or well over 50 years now. Yeah, my whole life and generations before that. About 10 years ago, give or take, with the volatility, honestly, of the dairy industry, we'd gotten to a point where it was either time to quit milking completely or to add value to the product. So eventually, with Laura's help, she describes herself as a serial entrepreneur. We never would have gotten to where we are without her knowledge. There's absolutely no way. She knows so much more about the business side of it. So we decided to start a creamery, and we bought a small business from over just north of Sioux Falls by Crooks. And we got the vat that I was showing you earlier and some of that equipment from them. We started making cheese in 2019. We actually made October of 2019, we made our first batch of cheese here. We were just getting ready to start bottling milk and COVID hit. No one knew what to do. Everything was up in the air. And so we have a full 18-hole miniature golf course that we did 9. The only thing we didn't do is pour the concrete. We designed, my son.
Wow.
Yeah. My son Jonah designed it. We did all the turf. We did all the edging. We did the stream that's in it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's a very unique and I think it's a really cool miniature golf course. We have a tractor tire playground that we did ourselves. We have a whole bunch of different animals. We kind of treat this as a destination, especially for families. You'd be surprised. Obviously, kids love the animals. They love the playground and stuff, but you'd be surprised how many adults really get a kick out of the animals we have here. We have everything from kind of your normal cows, horses, donkeys, pigs, sheep, goats, to emus and alpacas. And so, yeah, we have some unique things. Bunnies, yeah.
So you took a creamery and you turned it into a real experience.
Yeah, it's a family-friendly farm experience, call it. And being a serial entrepreneur, I'm involved in a lot of different things. And tourism is huge in South Dakota, but agritourism wasn't. It actually is very new. So I signed up for a class when we first started, just to learn about bringing people on your plate. And we found out it was the very first one South Dakota ever had. So we are seeing a lot of little farms pop up around South Dakota doing this type of thing, but it was new to this area. So it's not a new idea. I'm from Wisconsin originally, and we had these kind of places.
Same thing in
a lot
Illinois.
more of them, but they just didn't have them here. And then along the way, and we did cheese first and then the milk bottling, we found out we're the only small licensed bottling plant in the whole state of South Dakota. We didn't know that. So it wasn't cut and dry or easy to get it. And then we added ice cream and just have moving up product back the farm was our goal, just to not see another little dairy farm. We decided from the beginning, both educators of different types, teaching different things was just, we wanted to invite people in and let them see. Somehow we got tagged in a administrative site. When we say we do tours, we had over 7 this year. That aren't a record, but they come from all over the state really to come here. We give a tour of Creamery, and then a lot of kids, even though South Dakota is probably rural compared to some other states even, but a lot of those kids have never been close to here, let alone,
they have no idea where food comes from.
You ask where milk comes from, and they say the grocery store. Yeah. So we truly, that is a goal of ours, and done that. That we've had more this year than. So that's growing, and that's awesome. And then the timing of the agritourism was great with COVID, just because people went to 2-lane travel and wanted to. So we're very transparent about that.
You guys sound like the perfect partner for what I'm doing. So what does that mean to you to have all these people come and visit your operation and be able to teach them something?
I kind of geek out on learning new things. So anything we had to learn new, I'm like, I didn't know that. So to me, I want to teach you about it. It's kind of cool. Right down to, this is such a silly one, but I didn't know how we're packaging our cheese, but it wasn't shrinking to the size of the block. Like, how do they do that? And it sounds really silly, but when I learned that, we dunk it in hot water.
I didn't know. I was going to say shrink wrap, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. So it's just stuff we didn't know right from Blase. So we have helped other small places. I'm sure Chad probably told you about the fire, but our So our neighbors are milking cows right now, but before that, we had formed a collaboration where equipment sharing. So they're bringing their milk here and making a yogurt product. We're not making yogurt products, but we have the equipment to do it. So we do a lot of local collaboration with that too, to help them and teach them because, and we've had other creameries. There was one from North Dakota that came down because they were looking at getting this kind of that. So
That's incredible.
and
That's
in turn, our chocolate milk recipe came from Kalispell, Montana. You might want to go there.
I will be going to Montana, but
Kalispell Creamery, they gave us their chocolate milk recipe, and we're not. Oh, actually, I'm a speaker at an event coming up with Martell, the other little dairy, to talk about collaborating. We're all stronger when we're together, especially the rural stuff. We need each other.
it's
We
what
don't
I
need
keep hearing.
eating,
All
you
these
know?
farms I've gone to, I've done quite a few in Illinois, and they are saying the exact same thing. They're
Yeah.
working with their local farms when they need their cattle to graze on their land, or
Right.
they don't need to fill a product order or something like that.
Yeah.
They can help each other out. And I think that's so important. Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
Kalispell
Especially
might
over-
actually be a good one to contact if you're going to be
Yeah.
in Montana. Kalispell Creamery,
Okay,
super nice
definitely.
people. For
Super
me, with
annoying
yeah,
questions are-
for- yeah, for me, is just curiosity of a lot of people, the kids especially when we do the school tours. But a lot of adults too are fascinated by the process and they've never seen a lot of this stuff. I think that's always fun when somebody comes in and they're truly interested and they truly want to know how the process works. And I can end up standing there sometimes for quite a
Yeah.
while explaining things.
Plus you eat different.
Yeah.
And kids have no filter.
Yeah.
And if they love your chocolate milk, they're like about it. And we learn a lot of this stuff. You know that anyways, there's a lot of junk out there, but truly when you get into processes and things that are put in that don't we just opened a second location at the grocery store in Mitchell, so we do coffee too and smoothies and stuff, but I truly set out no bottles. I don't want to do coffee doing it. At first I was like, why isn't everybody that hard? And I thought it was something, but I don't know why. We make our own chocolate syrup and vanilla,
Chai and yeah.
all of it. And then like our yogurt from the other creamery and honey from Kimball and
So you're all
real
natural.
fruit.
You do it all
Yeah,
yourself.
as much as possible. And there's some little things you need to do that I wish they didn't. There's a tiny bit of stabilizer to put in ice cream because it just doesn't
It doesn't
freeze
last.
well,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But our milk is whole milk, non-homogenized. We pasteurize it. But and then the other little creamery sells raw milk. We're not in competition. We're all healthy. That's a different niche.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
So anyway,
Thank you guys. That was great. That was
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Have
you
to sit
haven't
down
backed
and
from
right.
Grandma's house. Grandma's house. Grew up on it.
Yeah.
It was neat.
And kids, people in general, but kids in particular, they've never been exposed to a lot of this stuff anymore. When I was a kid, you either lived on a farm or your grandpa owned a farm or your uncle or somebody that you were close to. It was farms, agriculture in general was very easily accessible. And that's
It's
just
not
not
now.
the case anymore.
We're losing farms,
Yeah.
and that's my mission. Honestly, we lost 15,000 small farms and ranches last year alone.
Yeah.
40 a day.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It's crazy.
It is
I'm
crazy.
from-
I wasn't raised on a farm or ranch. I don't come from a family who does it. I don't know a lot about it, and doing this is learning so much about it. And I love it.
Awesome what you're doing.
No,
Thank
I
you.
think
Yeah.
it's fantastic what you're doing. And I think that there's so many people that have no clue where food comes from, how much work goes into making it, how much better small local products that don't have all that stuff added to
Yeah.
them. We just try to keep ours as simple as possible. The more natural, the better. You don't have to go crazy or anything like that, but we just don't add all that stuff. There's just so much stuff added to our food anymore. We just don't need.
Like not bring up the fat, so it doesn't
Yeah, I went through the whole
separate, right?
thing
Yeah.
with
But
them.
some people, you
Yeah.
know, and it's all for aesthetic.
It's all
Yeah,
also
like,
the cream doesn't rise to the top and it looks
looks
quote
good.
unquote better.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's worried about.
So when we go in, we can get maybe a little closer shot of the chocolate milk because then you
Okay.
can really see the cream,
Okay.
how the cream
Awesome.
rises. And our chocolate milk is something we're very proud of too, because there's 3 ingredients in it: whole milk, cocoa butter, and sugar. No stabilizers, no emulsifiers, nothing.
But that's like how you want this kind of cocoa powder because the dairy powder
To keep it from settling out.
just
Yeah.
You just don't need that.
No.
anyway. It wasn't a good thing for all the small towns that are not self-sufficient. There's not anymore.
Yeah.
They really monopolized it, made it cheap and synthetic, and
Yeah.
are selling it to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. They've a lot of the stuff you can't even call it. Like there's frozen desserts. They literally can't call them ice cream. It won't melt. Some of them won't melt under heat, which is crazy to think of. They have the
What's it doing in
the
your
drum,
body?
Yeah, the drumstick, the ice cream drumsticks you
Yeah.
can buy in the store or whatever. I've seen people that have literally put heat to them. They don't melt. It's supposed to be ice cream. I've been around a lot of ice cream in my life. Ice cream melts really easily. So if you're buying something that's supposed to be ice cream and it does not melt, I don't even want to know how many chemicals are in that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's not the only example. There's all kinds of examples of cheese. They can't call it cheese. What do they have to call it? Cheese-like? Yeah, cheese-like product. It's not cheese.
What's that? It's almost butter with the margarine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's
Even honey.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
been educating about honey. You're supposed to use honey within miles, right? Yeah. The benefit. But recently, some of it's not even honey.
Yes, that. And so I actually interviewed an apiary a couple weeks ago, and they were saying that if it's organic honey, that doesn't mean anything. That means it's not from the United States, because there's no organic honey in the United States. So that means that they're mixing stuff in other countries that you don't know what the hell is that.
You need to go find your local.
There's so many examples.
And they're, oh my gosh, you're like our new best customer.
I might have to stop by.
They're further down the road. You do a be fun in our city.
You should. Yeah, it's so good for you.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Perfect. All right. Is there anywhere you wanted to start?
We can start just by canning the products we do. That's one of the things that, believe it or not, we're pretty low on curds right now. We do 45 different flavors of cheese curds. It's one of the advantages to being small. We can make 2 or 3 packages of flavor. If it doesn't work out, just don't do it again.
I was actually going to ask about that, because you guys have such a large variety of flavors. Yeah. That's kind of a risk. You go in quantity, right?
Yeah. So once we've decided that we want to keep doing a flavor, that it works, people really like it, then we will go more bulk on these supplies. But initially we can buy small containers and just try it out and see how it goes. We do a few different flavors or different kinds of cheese. We've got the aged provolone, Cotswold, cheddar Gruyere. We actually need to do mozzarella right now, but we have smoked cheese, aged cheddar. And then over here, we have all of our different flavors of block cheddar, similar to the curds, and we play around. We have a lot of fun with the flavors. Some people think some of them are a little crazy probably, but the coffee is actually a pretty popular one. Apple cinnamon. We do some seasonal ones in both the curds and the block. We'll do a pumpkin pie in the fall. Blueberry we have for the summer only. So we have some fun with that kind of stuff. Obviously, we bottle white and chocolate milk in pints, half gallons, and gallons. And then we make ice cream and ice cream sandwiches. We do pints, quarts, and half gallons of ice cream. I think we have about 27 flavors of ice cream right now that we do, similar to the curds. In fact, that's one of the fun things that we like to play around and just do different ones. I don't think we have any right now, but I actually do a raspberry chipotle chocolate chip ice cream. That some people actually come here just for that, because obviously no one makes that. We do some of the old school ones too. Butterbrickle and cherry nut are very popular because not a lot of people make those anymore. And then we partner with County Fair in Mitchell, and we use their cookies. We make ice cream sandwiches. which are extremely popular, especially this time of year. We have another location in County Fair also. We do coffee shop. We have a coffee shop, and then we do old-fashioned milkshakes and all that kind of stuff in there, which has been very fun. That's Laura's baby, so she does all that. And then, of course, we have the dipping cabinet ice cream, which this time of year, once again, extremely popular. We get a lot of kids through. We do a lot of school tours in the first part of May. This is kind of where, I suppose you could say, the magic happens. This is where everything starts. The vat here is, we have to pasteurize everything we do. There is actually only 2 licensed bottling facilities in the entire state of South Dakota. We are one of them, and then Prairie Farms is the other. Prairie Farms does thousands of gallons. They're a huge operation. But so yeah, that was one of the things that we weren't aware of when we first started thinking about bottling milk, is that there are no small milk bottlers in South Dakota. That's kind of one of the cool things. And for people that are looking for more local and more natural, we pasteurize low and slow, 145 degrees for half an hour. It keeps the product as close to natural as you can. We have to legally pasteurize everything we do because we sell retail, but we have a very loyal following with our milk, because I grew up dipping milk right out of the milk tank. So I maybe had 2 gallons of pasteurized milk the first 18 years of my life. So that's all we ever had. So like I said, we do pasteurize, but it's not the same. It's a much lower temperature than like the big places do.
Could you speak to that? Because there's health benefits involved with that too. It might be see it as like high risk, but isn't there some health?
So yeah, there are. Now, we're not raw milk. So there are people that sell raw milk, and I grew up on raw milk. We do pasteurize, but yes, there are health benefits pasteurizing low and slow. You are killing anything potentially bad that's in the milk by going to 145 degrees, but you're not denaturing proteins. You're not completely changing the milk itself by going to 180 degrees or above that, even in some places. So there are definitely health benefits. We also do not homogenize, which is breaking up the fat molecules so they stay in suspension. Homogenized is strictly an aesthetic thing to keep the cream from rising to the top. So we decided immediately that we were not going to homogenize. And by not homogenizing, you're leaving the milk in its natural state with larger fat molecules. Your body processes them slow like it's supposed to. So we have people that cannot drink regular store-bought milk. They can drink as much as they want of ours because the fat molecules are still their natural size. So a lot of times there's a certain percentage of people who your body just processes the butterfat too fast when it's homogenized because they've been broken up so small, and it will upset your stomach. So yeah, that's another kind of an unintended benefit, is that by keeping the fat molecules natural size, there's more people that can actually drink our milk and not react negatively to it.
So could you walk me through the process? How does this work?
So yeah, I get the milk, bring it over. These pipes that are up here, I actually have an attachment that comes down. It pumps it directly into this. This is the vat. So that would be stirring during production the entire time. So it keeps the milk from getting hot spots. I also pasteurize the milk before I make cheese too. So the initial stage is the same, whether I'm bottling milk or pasteurizing or making cheese. That right there there's a boiler on the other side of the room, on the other side of the wall, that actually pumps hot water through. Since we're not making anything today, we can open this up. This is a jacketed vat. There's actually pipes inside of this. It pumps the hot water, circulates it through the wall. That's how you heat the milk up. So yeah, it's a pretty simple concept. You just heat it up to 145 degrees. We have a chart recorder over here. We have to record everything we do, and we have to keep the records. We have to antibiotic test for everything that we do. And then no matter if you use antibiotics or not, you still have to test for it. So this spins the whole time. It heats it up. Once it gets to 145 degrees, it goes for the half hour. And then at that point in time, I would turn this pump on, and it actually pumps the milk up through these pipes, through the wall. And there's 3 tube coolers and a plate cooler on the other side of the wall. Pumps it all the way through, and it comes out over here. So it goes from 145 degrees there to under 45 degrees here in 22 seconds. It is a variable speed pump, so it pumps it pretty slow. And all it is in the other room is in the tube coolers, there's cold water on one side and warm milk on the other side. And so it just sucks the heat out of it. Pretty simple concept. Maybe it wasn't quite as so simple to figure out exactly how we were going to do it. But, and then when it's time to bottle, since we're not bottling, I don't have it set up right now, but this spins around over here. And actually I should just I can just put this little part in here, make this make a lot more sense. So I give them anywhere from college kids to preschoolers. So I do these, I've probably done this basic tour 70, 80 times so far this year.
Wow.
So yeah, when we're actually bottling, we swing this pipe over and it attaches right here. Super simple, manual bottler. The jug goes onto here. It raises up. There's a nozzle that comes down. It fills the bottle up. Then you slide it over. The lids would be in here. They come down this chute. There's these little spring-loaded fingers. The lid just goes on top of the jug, and then this is the stomper. So you slide it over, the lid goes on, you leave it under there. Stomper comes down, pops the lid on. Double check to make sure that it's on tight, and you got a bottle of milk.
Wow. So it's all manual. It's all by hand then.
It is all manual, yes, absolutely. And we do somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500 bottles a week between pints, half gallons, and gallons and white chocolate.
Okay.
Yes.
So where does the cheese get made?
So the cheese gets made actually in here. It stays in here during the whole process. Depending on what kind of cheese I make, there's a few different little tweaks, and I'm not going to get crazy into the details on every kind that we make, but I do make at least one batch of cheddar every week. So it starts in here, pasteurized the same way as you do the milk. Instead of pumping the milk out and cooling it through the cooling system, though, we actually take the black hose here and hook it up and pump cold water through the jacketed vat instead of the hot water. So it cools it back down. When I'm making cheddar cheese, I cool it down to 90 degrees. And once it's down to 90 degrees, I add the culture, which is, to me, that's the actual beginning of the cheese making process. Culture spins for 45 minutes. Then we add what's called the rennet. I like to have this vat pretty much full. So I'm usually searching for about 320 gallons of milk is where I want it to be. That's a good batch of cheddar for us. So you put the rennet in, stir it for 1 minute, sits perfectly still for half an hour. And then at that point in time, you got what looks like a giant bowl full of Jello, basically. So then there's a few more steps to it, but we add some different attachments on here, some knives that cut the curd. We drain the whey off. That's actually something that sometime this year we're going to be making vodka out of the whey. There's only a few places in the country to do it right now, so we're pretty excited for that. We just have a little bit of construction to do to get ready for the still. But we will be making whey vodka here, which we're turning what's basically right now a waste product into income.
That's something you're going to be shipping?
No, we will not initially. It's going to be like pretty small amounts initially. Out of a 320 gallon batch of cheddar, we're probably only going to get 12 gallons of vodka out of it.
Okay.
Obviously, we get the cheddar cheese, but the whey will be pumped into holding tanks for 3 or 4 days, start the fermenting process, and then it'll go to the still from there.
So you know how to do that process already?
I have the general idea, but when they deliver the still, the guy he's going to stay out here for a week and help us with the first couple batches.
Okay.
He's been super good to deal with, very patient because we've always got so much going on. And then when we added the new store in Mitchell, everything else just kind of got put on the back burner. So we're really hoping this fall to be up and running with vodka.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Alcohol sells.
Yeah.
It just does.
That's a weird transition though. You're selling both milk, dairy products and vodka.
It is a little bit different, but I think we'll be able to parlay it into bringing more people out here. We'll do Bloody Mary Sundays, things like that. We already do date nights on every third Friday night where you get unlimited mini golf, and we have s'mores set up down by the fire and big sample cart set out where people can come in and try stuff. And
yeah. I was going to ask about that. So you've turned this creamery into somewhat like a destination almost.
Yeah, that's our goal and ultimately is to continue adding on things. We have plans, once again, the vodka, but also we have a big Quonset right next door here that we have plans made up for. And we hope within the next couple of years to begin, we want to put an event center in there with a kitchen, a loft, and be able to have weddings and things like that out here. So yeah, our ultimate goal is to bring the more people we can bring here, the better.
Nice. Awesome.
Hey, McKenna. So that's my niece in there.
Hi.
They just got back from doing some deliveries.
Okay.
And just to keep it as exciting as possible, our box truck, McKenna, was headed to Mitchell this morning to do deliveries, and the box truck started on fire.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you guys cursed?
Apparently we are. So we have a friend who lives a few miles up the road that owns his own, it's a really nice repair shop. And he helped us get the truck there. So then we had to come back and get hooked up to our refrigerator trailer and transfer everything over. And so.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
fine. Do you guys deliver to, are you just the other store? Or do you go direct to?
We go to, no, not right to people's houses. No, we deliver to several locations in Mitchell, accounting for the grocery store itself, plus our little store inside there. We're in a few gas stations and things like that. Our store in Mitchell, and then the Sioux Falls Farmers Market every Saturday from the 1st of May through the end of October. We go to the Sioux Falls Farmers Market, Falls Park, and that's really big for us down there. So they put a couple thousand people through there every day.
Okay, wow.
So yeah, that's a good one.
Are you shipping to other states right now?
Right now, we can't ship milk, but there is, like I said, we are at a few locations in Norfolk, Nebraska, as far as retail outlets. We are in Tiefenthaler Meats in Holstein, Iowa, carries our ice cream and cheese. And then we do ship all over the country.
Okay.
And we have a website where you can buy directly off the website and everything. Laura is really good at all that stuff. She has it all set up. So yeah, we do ship. I think we've shipped to every state now.
Wow. Okay. Great.
I had always, since we've been doing this, I'd always gotten the milk from my parents' place. On May 1st of this year, we actually had a catastrophic barn fire. Cows are okay. People are okay. Obviously, that's the most important part, but we did lose all of the milking setup, the robotic milkers. Pretty much all of the freeze-thaw barn is destroyed. So that has been a kind of a paradigm shift for us as far as when I can go get milk. We had to move the cows to a neighbor's place. Sheets, Sam and Kelly Sheets, they've been amazing to work with. But yeah, that has been last couple months have been definitely more of a challenge. Cows dropped in production because of the stress of the move and everything. So we've been able to just barely keep producing what we need to, but so far we've been good. We have some big decisions to make as far as the future goes.
Thank you, Laura and Chad, for showing me around. This has been amazing. Are you guys willing to partner with Ranch Route today?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you too.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.